Hey everybody, and welcome back to the With Phillip Garcia show. I've now had 3 cups of coffee. I've been up, I've been down, I've been all around town, but right now I'm in Pflugerville with Markus, Olind. We're about to have a great podcast.
What's that? Oh, shit, what was that?
I don't know.
Fuck,
that
dude.
sounded like glass.
No, it was just a slider. It's all good, man, dude.
Man, you know, glass breaks down here, someone's heart's getting broken.
Yep. My heart is so broken, dude.
Well, already?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know
I've
what
broken
would help
a lot
that?
of bones.
You know what helped that? Oh,
What?
You've broken a lot of, have you broken one recently? Do you need to replace
No,
one?
not recently, but
Would you like, are you in the market for one?
I've been in the market for one, and
Yeah.
I've been looking for a place to find one.
Well, you should look at jokrdesigns.com.
JOKR Designs.
Yeah, it's like Joker Designs, but
Joker
without
Designs.
the E.
Okay.
Yeah. JokerDesigns.com. You could even go on there and maybe like find a piece. They do this really cool
Yeah.
thing where they stack up.
Okay.
Yeah,
like
you heard of them?
multiple. I have not.
I can tell you
this
all
is
about
new
them.
to me. Okay.
Yeah, I know a lot about them.
Can you tell me more?
Yeah, you can go on their website and you can order one of their products. But
And what's that website again?
It's jokrdesigns.com. And then the crazy
Wow.
thing is, like, when you get to the checkout screen, there's a coupon code thing. You type in with PG, WITH PG,
Yeah.
PG as in Phillip Garcia,
Yeah.
because I know these guys.
You know 'em.
You'll get a little discount.
Now, what if I type in with PG-13? What will I get for that?
You're
will I
probably
get
gonna be
13% off? What do I get with you again?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know the deal?
Here's what you get with me. You get better than nothing off.
Better than nothing off.
And how about you?
So
I'm
like
someone
1%?
We both buy all of our clothes from Goodwill, so I know you're going to use my
Well,
discount code.
most of them. Yeah, most like the shirts from Goodwill.
Right.
The shorts are actually from the Kentucky Wildcats official shop in Lexington, Kentucky, because I was on a road trip to Miami back when I was an alcoholic, and I was like, I need these fucking shorts, and they are very comfortable.
How long were you an alcoholic for?
9 years.
9 years?
9 entire years.
How old are you, Markus?
I am 28. So I quit drinking at 26 and I started drinking at 17. So that's 9 years.
Wow.
Right? Ish. 9-ish years. Something like that. It was 9 years.
You said that you weren't allowed to play baseball your senior year because
Yeah.
your mom said you were an alcoholic.
Well, I mean, I was. In retrospect, I genuinely was. I just didn't agree with her for 9 years.
The ability to find
Alcohol?
an alcohol problem. No, not alcohol. We could all get, but the accessibility to where it was like every day. There was one kid in my class.
It wasn't every day.
Who would
It
drink
was.
a Four Loko in the morning and one at lunch every single day. He'd slam one.
I wasn't that. I
That's an
was.
alcoholic.
I was. You know, whenever I could find the opportunity to drink, I would go and black out.
Right.
And what really got me is I threw a party at my dad's house, and my dad was living in Wyoming at the time, but had a house in Michigan. And I was like, oh, and I have a key to this house. Let's definitely throw a party. And I did. And I got caught, and I got punished by having to quit baseball my senior year. So, you know. And, the better part of that story, she made me get a job at Burger King. So my senior year, I got to, instead of playing
you had
baseball.
to start smoking weed too.
No, I actually didn't smoke weed until I got to college, but I worked at Burger King.
Was like, hey, you've been drinking a lot. I need you to go work at a place where everyone knows every drug availability in town.
Bro, yes.
Papa John's was the worst thing that could have ever happened to me
Yeah.
at 17 or 18 years old.
At 18?
My GM taught me how to smoke out of a bell pepper. My third day on the job in the walk-in freezer of the Papa John's. You know what his thing was? I was like, man, this
Better
is
ingredients.
better pizza.
Better pizza.
We didn't use the
Papa
bell pepper.
John's.
We didn't offer like a baked option for the bell pepper, just fresh. Everything we did was fresh at Papa John's. See, I'm still Stockholm syndrome to talk good about Papa John's.
Yeah. I don't eat Burger King. I'm
You know what?
anti.
The guy who
Stockholm.
had the bell pepper, he goes, I'm like, this is like, why not anything else? It sounds like it'd be spicy. And he was like, Chambers.
Chamber. That's actually a very good point. Now, does JOKR.com, what is it again?
No, they don't. They
Don't sell a multi-chambered pepper-like system.
No, have you seen that yet?
A bell pepper?
No, it's a water pipe that like unscrews in certain sections, so it's easy to clean.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see all
Is
the
it
pictures
glass?
at jokrdesigns.com.
And it's glass.
With code with PG.
And it's glass.
It's glass. It's really,
Okay.
really good glass. I've dropped it off my side table
What is
twice.
bad glass? Let's be honest. What's bad glass?
It has bubbles in it. It's not blown correctly. I don't know much about it, but I know
It's
thickness.
not blown correctly. I like shit blown correctly, all right? You ever seen something that's not blown correctly and you're like, hey, you better blow that better.
I did have a
Why are you
pipe.
blowing it like that?
for 5
What are these
years.
bubbles doing? What?
5 years I had a pipe, the avocado pipe.
Yeah. Oh, it broke?
Yeah, at Vulcan.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I put it in my jacket on top of the...
That's sad.
Yeah, it was. It literally felt like an era shattered in front of my eyes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I had a bull like that. I named him Jerome. It was a big black bull. I named it Jerome.
Nice.
And it broke one day. And it was like, damn. It was the first piece I ever bought, like glass.
Right.
Just a big black bull. And I was like, Jerome. And yeah, it just fell off this exact coffee table right here. And this
onto the wood?
No, this was 4 years ago. And,
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
okay.
it fell onto the floor where I was living in Detroit. And yeah, but it's the same coffee table.
It broke on wood, though?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Man, I've never had a pipe break on wood floors yet.
Well, you know, the other crazy thing is the next bowl I bought that I don't think I ever named, but it was made out of some like type of glass that wouldn't shatter.
Uh-huh.
And the reason I bought it was it was like flat on the end so you could stand it up tall, you know what I'm saying? Which was kind of cool. And then when I was looking at it in the store, the dude pulled it out of the shelf, threw it on the ground. It didn't break. I was freaking out. I was a little toasty. I was with my dealer at the time, also a friend of mine.
You were at the smoke shop? Or
Yeah. Oh,
I
this
love
plane's
demos.
going to come in, right? They're going to hear this plane.
If they want to, let's watch this.
Dude, listen to that. Oh, it's two black helicopters. That's terrifying.
They're coming to burn down more of
No,
the-
it's no.
This is really
it's
actually
three of
pretty
them.
bad.
It's three giant black helicopters.
I'm
And
sure they can see it.
That's so fucking scary, dude. What are they doing, huh? You know what they should be doing is going to jokRdesigns.com.
This is going to be the running bit.
They should be going to jokRdesigns.com, but they're probably going to an airport.
I know. I
would
always
be my
talk about
guess.
how proud my mom is. I told her, like, hey, Mom, we have endorsers for the podcast now. They came and they want me to showcase their products for them. And she's like, oh, what are they? And I was like, they're every single one so far has been pot. I'm also signed up for an affiliate position at Texas Kushco.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. You can use the code.
hats, right? The logo.
Yeah.
They got the flag, but it's the weed leaf.
Yeah.
Very original. I enjoy it.
It's like Phillip Garcia. I think you can use the code Phillip Garcia.
You can use the code Phillip Garcia.
Right.
It doesn't get you anything, but
I get
it gets
money.
Phil something.
You get like 10% off, and I get that 10%, I'm pretty sure. Something like that. I don't know.
We'll take 10% of that. Speaking of my alcoholism, I do want to plug my sponsor, which is Budweiser Zero. Literally my sponsor. Like, it's not a sponsor as in I get paid for it. This is like my sponsor as in this is how I quit drinking. All right?
You're the only person I know other than Billy.
You want
Bob.
one?
Yeah, I would love one.
Okay.
I've never had a 0% alcohol beer before. What's
There you
crazy
go,
to
bro.
me?
Enjoy. Welcome to the good life, bro.
What's crazy to me is other than Billy Bob Thornton and Bad News Bears,
Yeah.
you're the only person I know that drinks these. Like, and
Just
use it,
non-alcoholic
but
beer in general?
You use them. Like, for you, it makes sense. Like, it goes to show that addiction isn't chemical all the time. Like, sometimes it's truly just an act of something.
Well, for me, it's cultural. Like, I love beer, and my first sip of alcohol,
Because you grew up in Germany, no?
a little bit. I mean,
How
I
much
lived
time total did you spend there?
like 5-ish years, 5+.
That's a lot of. That's a huge percentage of your life, Marcus.
Well, when
that's
I
like
wa-
1/6 of your
When
life.
I was a little kid, my dad used to let me sip the foam off the top of like really nice German Hefeweizen's tall glass.
'Cause
So
they
that
taste
was
like
like
bread.
3-year-old Marcus, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just you're not getting drunk off that.
have you
I
ever
might
seen
have been.
BoJack Horseman?
No.
Don't. It'll show you that that's when your alcoholism started.
I mean, I'm sure it did. My point is, though, when I was 17 and we were back in Germany just visiting, hanging out, the drinking age there for beer is 16. So, like, and I hadn't been there since I had turned 16. So, like, my first beer was in our friend's backyard,
This is amazing.
right? It's good. And the Heinekens are better, but I only have one left.
Tastes like-
I'm saving that for when I'm sad.
They taste like apple juice a little bit.
A little bit, right? A little sparkling, yeah. Excuse me. So I'm in Germany and I'm drinking just a nice tall beer. This is my first experience with alcohol. Is a big tall Hefeweizen in a backyard. It's summer. It's beautiful. Everyone's eating sausages and it's a good time.
Right, later, Jose.
And then the next day, we're at my uncle's house, just there, not doing. It's literally my uncle's in bed, my mom's in bed, me and my brother are just downstairs in the kitchen of the house my mom grew up in that my grandparents lived in. that my uncle still lives in. And we had like 3 beers or whatever.
You lost me in that whole transition.
It's an old house. It's like the house is where my uncle lives, but it's like the house it's it's an old house. It's just an old house. We're sitting in the old ass kitchen, and there's like we had 3 beers for whatever reason, and my brother was like, "You want one?" Because he hadn't really been drinking either. He was a couple years older.
What's the drinking age there? 12?
16.
That's not bad.
16 for beer, 18 for anything else.
That makes sense.
That's what the drinking age 16
in Texas
too.
is conventionally.
So the night after my first beer, we had 3 beers, and I drank 2 of them, and my brother drank the other one, and then I instantly felt like, oh, I like this. So then when we went back to America, I was going into my senior year of high school.
And you were like, I'm the cool kid that knows that beer is good.
Yes. And
I hate you. But also, you're like, that was my best friend, like Martin in a weird way.
Well, then the other thing is,
he came back from Germany, and he says that it saved him from what he believes what could have been like pretty bad alcoholism, because he was a Southern Comfort drinker.
Oh,
and one day we had a half day where the seniors didn't have to come in till like 1, so we went fishing down by the river in the creek.
Fishing down by the river.
Dude, we walked like 20 minutes out to the middle of like the Trinity River behind suburbs.
Yeah. Martin
drank an entire bottle of Southern Comfort and wrestled us to drive back to school. Wouldn't stop.
Yep.
And then we did a whole day.
Day. That was my thing. So it started with beer, and then I would start, hanging out with my other friends. When you're seniors, at that point, it's your last year of high school. Anyone who's gonna start drinking is basically drinking at that point. So I'm like,
but he went to Germany, drank those beers, came back, and was like, he's like a beer drinker now. He liked light beer too.
Well, I didn't start on the alcohol, and then when I started going to parties in high school, I'd have 1 shot, and then I would go and just black out because it would just like trigger my shit, and I would just shark eyes into it.
Overcome beer?
No, I would start with a couple beers, and then I would just start pounding liquor and beers.
Right.
Because then I realized, you can do both.
I've never known drunk Marcus.
No, good. It's good. Ask Justin. Bad.
Oh, no. See, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. I've heard a lot of really funny stories. Of drunk
Marcus?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of really funny stories, too.
Oh, for sure. But there's a lot of negatives. Like, the negatives definitely outweighed the funny stories.
You were an alcoholic because you couldn't stop. Like, once you started drinking, you would just drink until you passed out?
Drink till I pass out. And I was able, in my early, mid-20s, once I got out of college and kind of, really got grinding on comedy, I was able to not drink as much. I would be able to, go to an open mic, drink 1 beer, do my set, and go home. But the problem would be, when I would go home, 50% of the time, I would go home, get home, and then black out.
Because I would drink at home?
By myself. Oh, yeah, all the time.
Hell yeah.
All the time. When I was working in Germany, when I was 21, I would, before I could find any weed there, I was like, okay, well, I'd come home from work, I would start drinking and keep drinking, and German beer fucks you up, dude. You get drunk, because that shit is not light.
Right, it's like 6-7%, I imagine.
Well, it's not even that it's that. It's like 5.5 maybe, but it's just heavy. And a lot of the times they're in a 16-ounce can, and you just drink 6 of them, and you're like, I'm fucked up right now, dude. And then, I'm living on my own. The summer before I was working in Germany, but I was living with a family that we had known, family friends. But then the next year when I was there, I was just living in an apartment with 2 other young people, and just so I was like, dude, I'm gonna get fucking hammered. And so I would come home from work and just drink vodka. I would drink vodka Cokes. I would just sit at my desk and drink vodka Cokes and watch TV on my laptop. I watched a lot of stand-up. That's actually the summer that I watched the most stand-up, those 2 summers, but really the second one. Yeah, I would get drunk. Well, but then I found some friends, and they had weed, and I started smoking a lot more. I would still get blacked out every now and then.
It was an e-nail. An e-nail made me get into stand-up comedy.
What the fuck's an e-nail?
Like an e-rig for concentrates. I bought one.
And you started watching stand-up?
Well, I just started, once you do a 0.5 gram dab, you kind of just stay still for a while.
Yeah.
And put stand-up comedy on. And then eventually, once you wind out, every time Rogan has that, he's like, every time you get done, you're like, I'm going to be a better person. Yeah. After 60 times of doing that to stand-up comedy, I was like, you should go do an open mic. Because I was like,
well, that was the thing.
It was always so appealing. I just knew it was going to be that since I was 8.
Well, I didn't know it until that summer. I'm getting all, I'm in Germany, and I'm It was, yeah, once I found weed and was able to, like, smoke and shit there, because, like, I found a really good hookup that was, like, halfway between work and home.
Right.
And the drive from work to home was 10 minutes. So it was
in Germany? Or where?
Yeah, this was in Germany. And I found the weed hookup, and I would start smoking, and...
You're good. I'm just checking the camera.
Okay.
Like
Hey, how you doing, camera? But yeah, I was just watching a bunch of stand up, and I was like, I was starting to think about, like, maybe I should do it. Like, when I go back to Michigan, I'm gonna go try to do stand up, because I had a friend in college who had, like, done open mics and shit in Michigan.
Right.
So, like, I hit him up on Facebook. I was like, hey man, like, I'm thinking about doing, like, you know, any open mics, like, when I get back, and you show me and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I can, you know, when we're back at school, we can go. I'll fucking show you a couple mics around Ann Arbor. Okay. And then I got Bell's palsy. So I'm sitting in a German hospital. I can't move half my face for 8 days, right?
How'd it happen?
No idea.
No, they don't, it's like one of those
I got
things
blacked
that
out
just
one weekend, came home the next morning. I woke up and I was like,
pinched a nerve.
maybe. But I was fucking in the hospital, and I was just thinking, like, I need to really go try stand-up, because I never know. Like, you never know when you're never going to be able to talk normal again.
Do you need hospitalization for that? Or
No.
is it just one of those things?
But
that
it
you're
was
like,
free.
You should go check on that.
It was free. I went to work, and my face all fucked up. They're like, you need to go to the doctor right now.
You're
And I
having
go
a
to the
stroke.
doctor. I go to the doctor, and she's like, oh, you need to go to the hospital. And I go to the hospital, and the doctor looks at me, and she goes, okay, so, you know,
You haven't
looks
stroked
like
out
Bell's
yet.
palsy. It's Bell's palsy. Like, all your vitals are fine. It's just, Bell's palsy. And they were like, okay, so 80% of the time this goes away in 3 weeks. In young people like you, when I was 21, there's just like 95% of the time it goes away. 95% in 3 weeks. Now, if we do steroid treatment, it's like 98, 99% that you'll go totally back to normal. And my dumb ass was like, how much does the treatment cost? And she looked at me, she was like, what? I was like, I was like, how much does it cost? And she's like, it's free. What are you talking about? You have health insurance, right? And I had German health insurance over there.
Wow.
So it was like this moment of like, oh, I get it.
So
I get it.
Why would it even be an option not to?
Because it's still consent.
Right.
It's not Nazi Germany. It's regular Germany, right? It's like the nice parts of Germany, not the forceful, you must take the steroid treatment. Yeah. No, it wasn't that. It was just like, you want to do this? And I did it. And it was weird because I'm in the hospital. Nothing's wrong with me.
Do you know that Germany doesn't allow Google Maps to post most of its countryside?
Really? Because they want you to go?
They don't want you to know. Yeah.
They don't want you to know.
Not like in a bad way. Like
they don't want you to know about the countryside.
They don't want people looking at it as an alternative to
going there.
Yeah.
You got to go there. It's beautiful, dude. Like,
right.
Austria
but
is more beautiful.
Right now, like, you can't see, like, most of the German
good,
hills. Dude. You can't see the mountain. Because you always see, like, what's it called? Hills Are Alive, and the Sound of Music is in Germany, right?
You can find my uncle's house. They didn't block that shit out, dude.
Right. I had a guy who was he's a comic. Now he's a writer, philosopher. Jeff DeWeert. Did you ever meet him?
No.
DFW guy? He's up in, like, Minnesota or something now.
Okay. That's probably why I didn't meet him.
This dude used to do, like, the craziest. He was in the military, but he was, like, special ops.
Yeah.
He, like, broke
like
his
retard
back.
ops?
He's like, no, dude, this guy's
special
brilliant.
ops.
If he heard you say that, he would throw you off of here.
Yeah.
Just
retard strength.
But
I got you.
Nah, I don't think he would. He used to have
I'm going with this bit, by the way.
He used to have the best bit about him and his buddies doing what's it called? The date rape drug together.
Roofies?
I think so. Yeah.
That was too quick of an
I don't
answer. I'll
know
be
if
honest.
he was on it, but one guy was like doing something to fuck with them, and then he like threatened to throw him off the side of the building while they were all on. I don't know. Jeff was a great guy, but what he said is like, go to Germany. Go to Germany because he's like, that's the best place to go and visit Europe because the train just goes east and west and you can see all of the European peninsula from Germany.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
Right.
It's beautiful. And like,
when am I going to go? When am I going to find the time
to go? That's why I'm glad I went. Like,
it's like, I'm already being told I'm insensitive to the culture of my own country. You're going to tell me I need to go learn a whole other fucking one?
Germany's, it's
crazy.
It's
how
so
young
easy.
America is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
There are Lutheran churches in Germany that are older than the United States. I'm pretty sure.
The oldest brewery in Germany.
That's what we talked about in the last podcast was Lutheranism. That's why
okay, I'm down to get religious, but I did go. Me and my mom. She came and visited me when I was out there when I was like that summer, and we went to a bunch of like East German places that she had never been to. Like her first 25, 30 years of life were in Germany. Never went to East Germany because it was closed off. It was a whole different country, right? Mm-hmm. So now it's 2015 or whatever, and she's visiting me, and like me and her are going on this like fucking adventure through East Germany. I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, this is new to you. You've never fucking seen this either.
Right. How much different was it?
East Germany? Very. Like, you could notice. You're like, oh, this was communist for 30 fucking years.
Right.
Okay.
And my understanding is that it was just split basically down the middle.
Not like perfectly down the middle, but sort of, yeah.
Right. But there was no actual... I mean, it's not like there were counties that swung both ways perfectly in half. Like, when they cut the thing in half, they separated a lot of people from...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy is...
It was just like... It was the most, like... It was the most line in the sand compromise ever.
Yeah.
For an actual modern-day country. They were just like, yeah, there's two of you now. And they just fucked it all up.
The crazy thing is Berlin is super far in the east of Germany.
Right.
So, like, technically Berlin was completely in East Germany. But, like, the Allies, the U.S. mainly, right, they were like, you're not going to just take Berlin. It's one of the most, like, historically strategic cities in Europe.
Right.
And definitely for Germany, right? And it was a symbol. It was a whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they divided Berlin down the middle, too. You know what I'm saying? So Berlin, they drew a circle around Berlin.
Like a Vatican.
It was literally, that's what's crazy about West Berlin, right? It was, the Berlin Wall is like, in the heart of communist East Germany was this tiny little sliver of Vatican. West Germany.
That's crazy.
Called West Berlin. It's super far in the east. So
was it completely like fenced off too?
Well,
I'd imagine.
Right when the whole thing started happening, the Soviets actually cut off supply chains to West Berlin to try to like starve them and just take them over. And that's when they did I don't know what it was called, the Marshall.
Drops.
They did the food drops and shit. And it's like, that's why a lot of people in Germany love America, because they kind of helped a lot, especially in that whole thing. In Berlin. And Berlin's cool, dude. It's a cool city.
At the same time, our president was recording and composing a record to send into space, so that if we ever died off as a civilization,
they can listen to Freebird.
Basically. No,
I hear you. That's American, dude.
It was like pretty high tech for the time. They included like radio frequencies that would basically paint a picture of perceived. Like it's really interesting shit that we did that. Like we put art, we put words, like different.
I just thought of the dumbest joke ever, dude.
Like, go for it.
I was like, you know what? People say in capitalism you got to pay for everything, but you know what capitalism gave us? Free bird. And that's priceless,
and
dude.
You know what late stage capitalism is?
What?
Free bird. Play Free Bird.
That is, you're right, actually. One of the greatest country songs is now so overplayed that it's a joke to make fun of someone drunkenly requesting it.
You can't do it, dude. It's like some people.
It's a joke. They don't even want to hear it. They just want to. They want to request it, but they don't want to hear it.
Free Bird. You know what people need to play more of? Tom Jones. I want to hear more.
Hey,
it's
that
not
pussy
unusual to be loved by anyone. People aren't living right. I want show tunes and honky tonks.
Dude, yeah, I think show tunes should make a comeback.
Without a doubt.
I mean, music nowadays is just 2-minute songs of like a girl talking about her tits. And like, I miss 3-minute and 30-second songs about a girl talking about her ass.
I miss
early 2000s
and 12 songs about nothing. I don't even think. You know what? The only industry that hasn't taken a hit to the attention span is music. Now that I think about it, if anything, Astroworld wasn't long enough.
I don't think they had enough people there. I heard it was
talking about the song.
Astroworld?
What is that the name of it?
Astroworld was where the people
What's
died.
the one where they're like the do 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 do? It's like 3 songs in one.
What?
Sicko Mode.
Oh, Sicko Mode? Yeah. It is a couple different, Drake does that a lot. I'm not a fan of that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like songs can be 6 minutes and people are like, I fuck with that song.
Because they think it's 3 songs.
Right, but like you have now, if you're posting a stand-up clip, 8 seconds.
I've been posting 30-second clips and I think they're too long. But my thing is like, I want to make another clip, and I'm like, dude, you need the whole minute, dude, because I'm getting laughs the whole minute. But I guess what you're really supposed to post is set up, punch, laugh, done.
Right.
That's the whole video. It's 10 seconds of just set up, punch, done.
No one has it's crazy. You can post half as clever as a joke that's like 8 seconds long, and it'll get double the response.
Yeah, because people, you know what happens? They watch it twice.
Right.
No, you're doubling your money.
Likes to. People just don't. Like, the odds of someone getting 8 seconds into a video and then realizing that, I'm going to have to sit through at least another piece of information to get to the punchline. Like, they don't even know what they're waiting for. Like, we have terms for it.
Yeah.
But they don't. They're just like, swipe. They're just over it.
Well, like, most of the videos that I've posted on Reels, like, there's a laugh within the first 10 seconds for sure.
Right.
But I just want them like, well, there's a 15-second laugh, and then there's like another 20-something second, and then there's another one. I'm like, I want to show, look, I can get 4 laughs in like, 20, 30 seconds. Right. And they're like, I don't care.
The people want to see one 15-second idea or a minute of crowd work.
I have a minute of crowd work I'm about to post.
You should be posting crowd work videos all the time. You're good at it.
I know. Thank you. I said I should be posting them.
You should. I personally don't use that muscle very much because I, if anything, I'm nasty.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, when a heckler becomes a problem, I give them like 2 chances, and then I just strike them down. Like, it's straight, and it's nothing that, or I play so hard victim that they feel uncomfortable. That's my other favorite thing to do. A lot of comics are like, but sometimes I just like to be like, I don't know, like, I work really hard to be here sometimes.
I like to indulge them and let them walk themselves into a corner. Because I'm like, you're retarded right now, and this is going to be funny.
See, but I like to find the art in the situation. Like the uncomfortable square, the uncomfortable gray in it. Like
sure.
Like, okay, how weird
I'm not doing art with crowd work. I'm just literally letting people be stupid.
Saying. That's why I don't like to do it, because I can be witty and quick, which I'm trying to practice on more.
Yeah.
But right now, it's this weird like idealization or like fantasy that I can make. I do like to make humor. Like, think Zach Galifianakis' Purple Onion. Like, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I don't really like that you said that to me. I'm really trying hard here to be up here. I work really hard. I work a day job, and then I come up here and I say these words, and then and it ruins my moment. And it's just like low and muttered, and everyone's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But then if you can find the relief, it's almost way more worth it.
What it does for me is, like, I'll let them walk themselves into a corner, and a lot of times that leads to a riff idea for me. Yeah. So then it seems like I'm just doing some sort of, like, but really I'm just letting something happen because it's already happening. Like, my thing is, like, if a tray drops or someone yells, everyone heard it.
Yeah.
I hate when I see a comic, like, just
ignore something,
plow through a bit like that.
Right.
And I get it. Sometimes, like, it's so faint, and it's like, I don't know what to really do with that. And sometimes you got to do that. But for me, I'm just like, 90% of the time, it's going to be funny. Just whatever you do with that. Because everyone's like, we all saw that.
Have you ever heard the, if you wait long enough, someone will say something dumb. Like, if you ask a heckler a question.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Let them keep talking. Like, they're going to, like you said, back themselves into a corner.
That's all I do. I just let them do it.
Right.
I just shine the light on them. Hey, say something stupid.
Because
you're clearly already. I don't just like pick random people.
Right. But you're dumb enough to speak out at a comedy club.
Then I'm like, oh, perfect. You're an idiot. Right. Okay. And then if it leads to a riff, I'll riff with that, and then I'll be like, all right, let's go back into material. And sometimes that's hard to do because I'm like, God, that riff was. Sometimes they're so good. I'm just like, nothing I wrote is gonna top that shit. But I'm like, hey, but at least I got to do that shit. Like, there was when we did that fucking Spider House show. Remember the Plump Fiction show at Spider House?
Yeah, that actually went fantastically well.
Dude, I play it back sometimes because I was just fucking around, and there were these 2 people talking a lot, right? And I was going back and forth with them, right? I was asking them questions. I was, but they had already been doing it. And then there was this chick next to them at the same table with them who hadn't said anything. And I was like, I feel like I was like, these people, what about you? What do you fucking, because I'm like, you're here. You're not saying anything. Let's get her in on it. And she just goes like, I don't laugh at stand-up comedy. And she said it like that. And everyone was so confused. I was like, okay, perfect.
Like, what are you doing here?
And what I said after that, I was like, yeah, it's like when I go to the strip club and I'm like, I'm not getting a boner. I'm not doing this shit. And just like the whole, like, all of us comics in the back, they were all laughing, and then all the people they were laughing. The two drunk friends who had been talking the whole time, they're laughing because now their friends in on it, and she's the only one not laughing. And I'm like, that's perfect. It's fucking perfect, dude. And I was like, dude, that shit.
It's like Helen Keller went to a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Why the fuck you here?
I'm like, what? But instead of just being like, why are you here? I'm like, why don't I just make it sound like, why don't I point out how ridiculous you sound right now? Why don't I just like,
ass,
okay.
So,
all right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. He just decided to rip ass on my porch in my chair. You're gonna sanitize that after, right?
I wanted to
like
do
we're
this,
at the gym.
I wanted to do this outside for that reason.
So you could fart on the podcast.
I went to Chili's before this.
Yeah, and I just ordered Applebee's to go. And
I don't know which is worse.
That's a good question.
Applebee's
We have been drinking a lot of coffee too, and I'll be honest, I'm a coffee holic. That's the other thing. When you quit drinking, you're just like, dude, you know what's great? Coffee. It tastes terrible, but it gets you going, and it makes you it gives you that bitter taste of like, fucking, I'm an adult right now, dude. You know what I'm saying?
As someone who is extremely ADHD, I just feel an intense focus on anything.
Yeah.
Anything. It's the craziest thing. I had like 5 shots of espresso the other day at work. It was yesterday. And I'm talking, I was just...
the other day. It was yesterday.
The only reason I did 5 is because it was slow. And I love making the espresso because it's just so much fun. Like, you go up and you press it into the thing and you use a little tamper. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I'm going to get the perfect extraction. And I'm a sucker for, like, perfection and things like that. Like, so I'm sitting there, but I'm bored. So every time I go back to the bar to say what's up to the bar, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Yep. Here's a couple more other useless facts, and let me try this joke out on you subconsciously while I slip it into a conversation that they don't know about. Because I can do that with normal people. Yeah. And then I'm sitting there and I make the espresso.
Hey, what's the deal with espresso?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just trying to bid on you.
Yeah, basically, I'm like,
hey, what's the deal with you get a load of this guy. Okay, so you're making your really 5th espresso.
I'm not really into the drip coffee because I'm in khakis. You know what I mean?
You are wearing khakis. I'm wearing
khaki
basketball shorts, which means I drink HEB brand classic roast. The cheapest shit they sell. Well, they do actually. They have a cheaper coffee that I don't buy.
You are in your HEB clothes right now.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I actually need to go there.
Let's go to Costco after this.
I am so down. Can we stop at HEB though?
Why?
I got those empty water jugs.
Someone is beating the fuck out of a dog.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about this. When I was in college, someone used to we would hear someone beat their dog.
Yeah.
Nonstop, like to the point where it was like unsettling.
Yeah.
But also, like, you know, when something is like when people laugh in the darkest of circumstances.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like
but you were laughing at the beating dog?
It used to be like 7 people living in a 4-bedroom apartment. We had like a fake fraternity called the ABT. Shout out Ryan, Dom,
what did the
Boyd,
ABT stand for? All
the apartment, but we called it the Alpha Rotal because it was like a fake fraternity.
Oh, APT.
Yeah. Dude, we made like our letters out of blunt wraps packaging. It was amazing, bro. And we were like unofficially off campus. We were like people from actual fraternities would come and hang out with us.
Yeah.
And
you guys had weed, right?
All the time.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
It was 8 people just that loved to just hang out and smoke weed and go do shit. But
yeah.
I ended up officiating like one of their weddings. Yeah. So we're all we'd be sitting in the living room more often than not, and you would just hear like two dogs getting beat.
Yeah.
Like actually getting beat. Like when we first started hearing it the first 3 times, we were like in denial. Or everyone knew, then we called it denial. We're like, oh, they're just dogs that want to get out.
Yeah.
But then you'd hear like the shouting. And then you're like, the dog's getting beat.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, do we call the cops? We're like, there's 9 of us smoking pot down here. Like, check if the cops get called, we're all going to jail. And you can't prove that this person's beating their dog. But it was like, it got to a point where we were laughing. Yeah. Smoking weed and be like, it would just get to that uncomfortable moment where we're all just like, just like start losing it, dude.
Yeah, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah. We'd be listening to Highly Questionable on or HQ at 4 p.m. after class got out on ESPN, and we'd have to turn that shit up to like 40 on the TV.
Dude, I miss just watching ESPN. You remember that?
Do you remember HQ? The one with
who was on that one?
The guy and his
You're
dad.
a little younger than me.
The guy and his dad.
Oh, Lebitard?
It was his guy and a dad and his co-host. And it
Lebitard.
was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Greatest ESPN show ever. It's off the air
Okay. Hold on.
Nope.
Around the Horn? Woody Page or whatever his name is.
Is that the one where the people get the votes?
Yeah. Tom Rinaldi. No. I don't even remember the dude's name. That used to come on
after HQ. HQ
it came
used to
on,
be the absolute shit.
Hold on. I got to light this.
Oh, man. ESPN, see, this is the thing.
This. I don't know if this helps.
I only ever get into sports when I'm living in a bro situation because I don't follow. I follow football every year, but at a minimum extent. Like, I couldn't tell you who the Cowboys are looking at, who's going to be on. I don't. It's sad. I wish I had. I wonder why I don't have the mind capacity.
You know what sucks right now?
I don't think I care about sports enough. Well, but that also makes me wonder, where am I using that capacity that other people don't? Like, okay, where are all my buddies that know about sports? What do I know that they don't know?
What it's like to have a girlfriend. All my buddies who are still into sports are single as shit. But like on this topic, I literally, you know what's crazy? I just realized like there's a Champions League soccer game that started an hour and a half ago, which means it's over. And I meant to watch it, but we watched Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace, by the way, instead.
Because it's May the 4th.
Yeah. But it was the Champions League, and it was Real Madrid and fucking Man City. Yeah. And it's semifinal, so the winner goes to the final. And it's the second leg. And I don't know if you know anything about soccer, but my point is, even when I plan to watch sports, I miss it most of the time.
Yeah.
Like because I miss liking sports and love and like following the shit. Right. I try to follow the draft pretty closely because the Lions did pretty good in the draft.
Right.
But
look, you want me to? I can't even. I just told you I can't even. I don't have the capacity to know my home team's roster. Why am I going to think about something?
Oh, I don't know the roster. I just know who they drafted. Oh, across the. And I'm like, yeah. I love the Champions League because it's like it is the best soccer in the world. Like not even close.
Good soccer is the most boring soccer. It's like going to watch high school football in Texas. That's the most fun you can ever watch.
Still going.
Do you have you ever gone to a high school football game in Texas?
Not in Texas, sorry. No.
We got to go.
We should go.
Dude,
I want to go to a UT game.
Just so you can watch like some kids just like, man, that he's going to try to be a doctor, but because of all this CTE, he's going to be an Adderall addict.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, these kids are hit.
I feel like
watch our high school team play in the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. That's where the finals are played.
I feel like going to a high school football game in Texas is like going to a high school hockey game in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, that's where your crazy people are at.
Right.
Hockey parents are nuts. They're insane people. They're out of their fucking minds. So are the kids.
A Texas high school marching band. That's a pretty weird thing too. The Midwest has some good ones.
Marching bands?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, our high school had like they were like, it's not like they had won the national championship when I was there, but they had won like at least 8 since like 75 national, like D1 national championships.
Who is it?
It's the PCEP marching band.
I know Carmel and like Avon from that area. I think they're both like Indiana things though.
Indiana? I don't know Indiana. It's Michigan.
It's yeah, marching band was always. I went to a really big marching band school. Like it's hard.
Were you in marching band?
Yeah, dude.
I was in regular band.
It was a weird time. Like we weren't allowed to like talk in uniform. It was a very serious marching band.
Yeah.
3-a-days.
Yeah.
Very bizarre. Like looking back now, it's hard to tell another adult who just didn't have that experience, that hasn't been in high school in almost a decade. Like, yeah, like, no, it was a lot.
Are you talking about me? Because I haven't been in high school in a decade.
Right.
I literally, 10 years ago, in a month, you're literally talking about me right now.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It's hard to return to express how much shit that was.
Dude, I know. I wasn't in marching band, but I was in regular band, so I knew all the marching band kids. Yeah. And where we used to live was right next to the high school. So I used to hear them practice constantly in the summer. And like I knew that, like I said, I literally knew half the fucking marching band.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, you guys are nuts.
Yeah, there was 300 people in our marching band.
I don't know what our school had.
I'm not
probably something like that.
It was a big deal.
But yeah, I mean that's one. Yeah, dude, I hear you. And they were like,
the crowd would leave.
Half the crowd would leave
at halftime.
Yeah,
that's how it was weird. But then our rival football team would like. I guess we'll talk about funny shit again. Was laundering.
No, let's keep going on nerd shit. I think that's good. Are the helicopters back? They got bored with the conversation. They were DEA agents, like they're smoking pot, and then they came in. They're like, "This podcast sucks."
What if they were like, they had like, we don't have a surefire that this is a farm we're heading to, but we do have 2 stoners on a balcony that we clearance to land at least 2 of these suckers in the courtyard.
I got a clear shot on these 2 guys. Can I take them out? It's like, what are they doing? They're
Allie's
making a
just
real
like-
shitty podcast.
Allie's just like,
That's a Tarantino movie, dude. Call
Oh,
it the
for sure.
podcast.
that's what like it
Yep.
starts.
Yeah.
A film by Quentin Tarantino.
And it's us putting the blunt back up and down instead of the beers
It's
and
a
drinking
bloody
non-alcoholics.
hand holding a blunt, and then it falls out.
It's still lit. It's like Inception. It's like, wait, if the blunt's still lit, is he dead?
That's actually
Or when the blunt goes out, he dies.
That's a fun movie shot.
Yeah.
It's just like a little bit of like a blood.
We should
like the
just
blood.
shoot random movie scenes, and people are like, "What movie is this from?" It's like we didn't know movie.
Right.
There's no, like we surround a plot with it, but it doesn't even. It can have
Nothing.
holes.
Just a great movie scene, like something that we'd imagine. Like right now, I imagined right. So imagine the hand. The guy's assassinated.
Yeah.
And then the blood's like dripping, and then the blunt falls, but there's also blood like dripping off the pinky, and then cut. Open scene after like the intro credits roll, and it's a detective two detectives crime scene walking in.
Yeah.
And there's like a blunt and a puddle of blood out.
Yeah.
It's like
No, there's
the
a blunt
dude
in a little
shot.
like baggie or whatever.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
dude, evidence
Covered
bag.
in and they're picking it out of the pile of blood and putting it in the evidence bag. That's like cliche TV right there.
Yeah, but it's Americana.
100%.
It's like a cheeseburger.
It's
dude.
new. It's like new noir. It's like,
New black.
did you watch the new Batman?
No,
Dude, it's very, very, what's it called? Femme fatale vibes with,
what the fuck does that mean?
it's like Catwoman is like definitely like a femme fatale character.
Are you talking about Batman or Catwoman?
Batman. But Catwoman is like the femme fatale in the movie.
Oh,
Hardcore.
who is
Like,
it? Zoe Deschanel or something?
No, it's
Zoe Kravitz. Yeah,
Who's fucking great.
Wrong Zoe. Yeah,
she's a great.
are you kidding me?
She does another movie that I just watched. I think it's called like Kimmy or something like that.
Hey man, I'm wearing basketball shorts. Don't talk about Zoe Kravitz too
It's
much.
about an agoraphobe
Named
who,
Zoe
like,
Kravitz.
whose job it is to listen to like Google Home recordings to help it learn better,
Jesus Christ.
to help it learn more,
Yeah.
to help it read more, read well,
Yeah.
read good. And,
There's some
and then
smart
she
AI.
overhears like an AI turns on, and she hears someone get murdered.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
like starts to like press the
wow.
buttons, and it ends up. You have to watch the movie. It ends up being like an executive at her company, and it's like this
Oh, wow.
huge fucking. It's her acting great.
Yeah.
Also, no bra,
No bra.
no bra,
No bra.
in the style of a good Austin,
No bra.
like Austin vibe. No bra.
Yeah. You know.
What is that about? Why do you think more women here are like free the nip? Clearly, it's a liberal leaning city.
I just think it's hot, dude.
You think the
Austin's
nipple
hot.
is-
It's hot.
Yeah, but I feel maybe.
I mean, temperature.
yeah.
It can be very ugly sometimes.
It's just disgusting all
Dude,
the fucking
this-
time.
this
here.
town
I'm
is
tired of acting
gross.
like it's not. I'm tired of pretending that
Yeah.
I do love this town. I'm in love with the city.
I said this last night. I
but
love this town.
This
yeah.
is fucking. It's been like this for
Yeah.
4 weeks now.
the muggy.
Is it gonna rain? Is it gonna? I work at a fucking pool. I need to know. I need to feel like I have
Yeah.
to have clear expectations.
We've only gone to our pool a couple times because I'm always scared it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
It's not hot
It
enough.
might rain right now.
Yeah.
Tired of this shit.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm tired of?
Ugh.
I'm tired of I-35. I might start taking Mopac. You know what I'm saying?
That's
an inside Austin reference. What is your demographic? Are these Austin listeners? I don't want to talk too much about a city no one lives in, you know?
Right.
Because, I hate that. I hate when people talk about a city I've never been to, and I'm like, dude, I don't care about fucking...
Most of the people listening
Memphis.
here are also going to probably end up being customers of jokRdesigns.com, which
Yeah,
you can
they
probably
should
look
be.
up, and then you could type
I'm
in
sold already.
the code
I'm
with
going to pull up
PG.
the website. I'm actually very interested. Also, the score of the game. Okay,
I
so
really
it's
think
still
I'll-
1-0 Man City.
I'll
Interesting.
underline the strength of their glass for sure.
Oh, okay. What is
Also-
it again? JOKR
Also, the
Design.
best part is if one part breaks, you just screw on another part. This is really high-end podcasting.
Is this it? Read it for me.
Yeah, jokRdesign.com. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's try that. Go.
I've been working by a pool.
Hold on. Is that the website?
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about this.
It's
AI.
not the. Hold on. JOKR Design.
Designs.
Designs. Okay.
Plural. Like they got a couple
Yeah.
designs.
That's why I had you look at it.
They're
I
not-
am 20.
How can you build a business around one design? Come on.
Well, I thought it was like design, like the like the royal form of like.
You ain't gonna sell much if you got one or something. Sorry.
Design as in like it's like chic. You know what I'm saying?
My grandpappy was an oil man. Sometimes it comes out of me, and I know how to conduct business mighty fine. It comes out of me. I don't know where it's at.
You know what I was about to be like? I was going to be like, well, my grandpa was a Nazi, and I'm a grammar Nazi.
Was your
and you can use design.
Was your
no,
grandfather
he was not.
really?
No, he was not.
Okay.
No, he was not.
I feel like you're backpedaling hard enough for it to be like, your grandpa might have been a Nazi.
He was not. He was 100% not a Nazi.
He was 100% Nazi?
Nope.
Is that what you just said?
No, he was not a Nazi.
I think you have a weird stutter thing going on right now. And you're trying to say he was
in the German military in World War II. He was in the Wehrmacht, which was the infantry, which you got drafted into.
Right.
The Nazis were a party.
Yeah.
And like specific, like you had to be a member of the party. So
at what point
right?
did like the Nazis show up and then put the band on your grandfather's arm?
He never had a band. That's what I'm saying. He was just
sucks.
Dude, my grandpa was from rural ass Germany. He got sent to the Russian front.
So he
got shot in the ass.
He was like, I need to go back to my goats and take care of the farm in Germany.
Yes, my grandparents had goats. When I was a kid, at the house that I was telling you about, that I had my second and third beers at.
They had goat sausage?
No, they just had goats, and they would run around.
How long has mustard been in Germany?
Forever.
Okay. Anyways, go back to saying how your grandfather was a Nazi.
Goats. He was not. He got drafted into the German infantry. He got sent to the Russian front. He got shot in the ass, and he got the last medical plane out of there before they just stopped sending injured people back.
What year was that?
43 maybe?
Middle 42? Of World War II when we were fighting Nazis?
He wasn't a German Nazi.
I think my grandpappy shot your grandpappy.
Was your grandfather Russian? Because my grandfather fought on the Russian front.
He was an American, and we killed Nazis.
Okay.
Just like your grandpappy.
Well, my grandpappy wasn't a Nazi, and he didn't die in the war.
Well, maybe they had a reasonable discussion, and they were like, listen, I see you have a picture of a beautiful wife and 2 goats in your wallet.
Hey, man.
And I want to let you
Those
go
are good
home.
goats.
I want to let you
Those
go
are
home
important goats.
To Kirkenstad, Kyrgyzstan, whatever the fuck y'all name it.
I'm not Middle Eastern, bro.
Sure.
Kyrgyzstan?
Yeah. Well, he's got goats. Anyways, listen, and then my grandpappy was like, I'll shoot you in the ass, and Uncle Sam will call it even.
Dude,
and then they did that. That's what happened.
What Americans were on the Russian front?
My grandfather was a...
Russian?
He was a...
Are you Garciov?
Bostic, but he was a...
Bostic?
He never saw combat. He was a geologist for the Navy.
A geologist for the Navy.
Too smart.
Too smart.
He was pretty smart.
Yeah.
He went to Texas Tech when it was still a military agricultural school.
My grandpa didn't see a car till after World War II, and he grew up in Germany where they invented cars.
He showed up on his goat, and he was like, he saw.
They literally had
horn.
horse and carriage.
They saw someone honk their horn. He was like slapped his goat.
Like,
he was like, why you no beep?
So
why you no beep?
My grandparents are from rural Germany, right? Like the fucking before the war there was just carts and buggies and potatoes and fucking
making
shit.
Their own preserves.
And after the war, they got the Russians took over that part of Germany and said, you all got to leave. You can either go to East Germany or West Germany, but you got to leave here in 24 hours or we're going to shoot you.
Okay.
So they showed up on the porch and were like, you got to get out with an AK. So then they were like, well, where do we go? So my grandparents...
I think it was an M16 because your grandfather was a Nazi.
No, it was an AK because the Russians had AKs and they were the ones who beat the Germans and were kicking my grandparents out of where they lived. And they decided to move to West Germany, thankfully. But apparently, his brother or something moved to East Germany because he thought, communism might work or whatever, the Russians, this and that. So, yeah, that did divide my family a little bit on that end. But, yeah, I'm so glad my grandparents were like, let's go to West Germany. Thank God.
You definitely have family members that are Nazis, though.
No.
Sure.
My family was too poor to be Nazis.
Yeah,
dude, they were dirt poor, dude. Literally dirt poor.
Let me paint this picture out for you.
No, they were a political party.
1872. 1872. Your grandparents were just born. No. 1912. Your grandparents were just born.
No, but whatever. Sure.
Okay. 1920.
All right.
Your grandparents were just born. And their parents.
So Hitler takes over when they're 13.
No. Listen, I'm telling you, you probably had a family member that ended up being a Nazi. One of your old family members probably was like, I am not meant for the farm. I am going to go into the city to be a dancer.
Oh.
Because you got some type of spunk in you, kid. And then that means they went into town and probably started their own life. Because after about 20 years of doing that, he was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to become a sausage man. Settle down, had a kid.
I'm going to become a sausage man.
Settle down, had some kids.
That's like a career choice in Germany. Right. It's like, do you want to become would you like to be the sausage man?
You should trace your heritage back to the Nazis. It'd be crazy.
Jesus Christ. Why does everything always go back to that? That's always what it goes back to. You and Justin. You know what Justin did one time? He was over at...
His name means mill maker in German. He definitely came from Nazis.
Dude. With those fucking knees? No way, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, no way. So, but was...
Give him a little bit of blitzkrieg.
So
he'll straighten right
we're at
out.
my mom's house in Michigan, right? And Justin's over. We're doing our the podcast that used to be known as Open Mics with Markus and Justin. Yeah. Voldemort. And he's talking to my mom. And my mom, you saw it at your show. My mom loves giving Justin shit. She didn't really heckle anyone except Justin, right?
Right.
And, dude, we're there. And she's talking to Justin about, like, Germany versus America or whatever. And Justin just goes, well, Germany invented Hitler. And my mom got very offended and got very argumentative with Justin. And I'm like, Justin, why would you even just say that? Like, what? He's like, no, and he's too fucking, no offense, Justin, but in this situation, you were dumb as fuck. And I was just
because your mom's, like, actually German.
Yes.
Like, lives in Germany.
No, lives in Michigan, but like she's from Germany.
Same thing.
And Justin just lets it rip on that. It's like when Justin used to go into black rooms and be like, hey, why don't you guys tip? This is how silent it was in those rooms too, by the way. He would say that and they'd be like this motherfucker. Oh, no.
This is it. He'd be like, they'd be like,
bro, I mean... Okay, let's not.
Why don't y'all tip?
Yeah, pretty much.
Justin Essenmark, everybody. I'm gonna tag him right now.
I'm sorry, Justin. I did not mean to bring you up at all, but
no,
you called my mom a Nazi, so that wasn't cool.
If someone's made it 51 minutes into this podcast, they deserve.
Oh, we're at 51, baby.
Justin,
dude, you know what time it is?
Justin is racist. We both live with Justin. You lived with Justin for almost 3. I lived with Justin for like almost a year. He's racist. I want the internet to know. I'm gonna start a war with going through it.
I need another non-alcoholic beer. I'll be honest with you.
I don't see him much anymore. But listen here, man.
You don't see him much anymore.
I know for a fact you're the most racist person I've ever met,
bro.
Canceling Justin Essenmacher.
I'm a fucking dude, Justin. I love you, man, but. I've seen you swipe. You ever seen him? You ever seen Justin swipe on fucking a dating app?
No, but I've ridden in a car with Justin.
Oh my God. You ever watch, if you watch him, and I'm sure he's not the only guy who does this, and I get it, everyone has a type. But if it is even a remote, like if there's a remote chance that the girl has any melanin in her skin, it is a hard no for him.
Right.
And I've seen him swipe no on so many beautiful women. Like gorgeous, and then swipe yes on just some average white girl, and you're just like, what's going on, man?
Well, I know exactly what's going on. He's the most racist human piece of trash I've ever met.
Okay, and you just called me a Nazi.
I'm piling. Well,
You're piling on. You're piling on.
Yeah, I'm trying to start a war here, but I really do. I mean,
podcast
wars. Me and Bilal used to laugh about that shit all the time because Justin is just like, especially towards Mexicans, dude.
Well, I get that.
There's still some humor in being racist towards Mexicans, in my mind. As a Mexican, I find a lot of humor in being racist towards Mexicans.
As an American, I find a lot of humor in making fun of Mexicans.
As a human being, I can't stand Mexicans.
You know what it is? Can I be honest? And I don't want to say this too loud because I'm on my porch, but every Sunday.
Don't do it.
Every Sunday.
Do it, but I take back what I said about Mexicans.
Every Sunday. I go to the pool at my apartment, and there are just...
No.
There are just...
No.
There's just so many people having a good time at the pool. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. I love the pool. I love,
Well, we're like tadpoles.
Pool vibes.
Once we get in the water, that's why we lay our eggs, and like 6 more of us pop up.
I've noticed that.
We are like tadpoles.
And you know what I've noticed is they don't all have pool wristbands like you're supposed to have in the pool area.
Are you serious?
They're supposed to have a pool wristband.
Seriously?
I have wristbands.
Wow.
They say that I'm allowed in the pool area. And now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Phil. I'm not going to go around and check people's wristbands because I'm not a Nazi. But
Your grandfather would have.
No, but he would have had a wristband.
Das not a wristband. I don't even know how to do a German
Haben Sie
accent.
ein Wristband?
I fried my brain on CBD.
Haben Sie?
We got company. A weak company that can't even open the door.
Wristband? Fat? Yeah. It's in go through the door and then to the left. Dude,
right.
I just gave away my secrets.
What?
Everyone who listens to my podcast, they know where my bathroom is now. Dude, you go through the door to the left? Dude, no. Can you edit that out?
You know what the gate code is?
Don't say that. Don't say that, dude. Because people can geolocate this. We're not in the German countryside. People could Google image this, dude.
It's not true.
16. Dude, my point is, I don't, what were you talking about?
Oh, no.
You kept calling, Justin's racist.
These
Yeah,
points,
you're right.
Justin is racist.
Justin's
but these are your
racist.
closing points, so they better be good.
Oh, we're done?
55 minutes.
I thought we're not doing like 3 hours.
We can do 3 hours.
Well, when I did Justin's podcast, he told me what the longest podcast he had done was, and I was like, okay, so can we try to beat that just because I want to...
How long was it?
Well, we did 2 hours and 25 minutes, but his phone stopped recording at 1 hour and 30 minutes, so...
Yeah, no,
which was hilarious because he thought it didn't record any of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole time after we were done recording, he's like, it didn't record any of that. And I'm just sitting there like, well, I'm glad I spent 2.5 hours just fucking with Justin's
Audio
mind.
only?
Well, he got the audio, but then apparently it did record like a... These aren't good closing points. Talking about how Justin's podcast got fucked up.
Not everyone.
Dude,
not
my
everyone
closing
can kill
points. My closing points is I am really excited about jokrddesigns.com. Now that I found out it has an S at the end, because I typed in JOKR design with no S at the end, and I got an AT&T error message. So I was like, this is not good for the sponsorship deal. So now that I got the proper one, JOKR designs with an S.com. They have a really nice website. It's a nice layout. It's just very simple. It's got a good mobile. So I'm going to hit on glass, and I'm going to hit bongs because that's what I like. And, okay, all right. So they already have some really nice designs, $369. Nice.
You're going to want that discount code.
Yeah, you're definitely...
with PG.
Yeah, with PG, it's only $359.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They do have some nice designs here. I'm looking through those...
Hey, listen. I'm all about quality. This podcast,
let's see what they have on the afford. Because anybody who follows me and what I'm into knows that I'm a cheap son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Because Germans are, we're also cheap people. But I want to give it up for my sponsor, Budweiser Zero. A year and a half sober off the good stuff. Okay, so here we go. JOKR. They got your Joker full modular water pipe kit. $369. It is it's a it breaks down into 3 pieces. You got your standard mouthpiece. It's a classic mouthpiece that'll generate the most smoke directly to the smoker's head. It has a 3-prong. It does. It has a 3-prong ice pinch that is perfect for storing the right amount of ice.
I know
for
the
that
guys,
ice cool
I know
hit.
The guys. I hope they did the copywriting because I can totally see Parker being. He's been on the podcast. He's like, what's the best part about this? It gets the most smoke.
Yeah.
To your head.
Well, I don't see any trademark here, but here we go. So JOKR, the honeycomb percolator. Out of all of the percolators, the honeycomb perc provides the smoothest hit. This percolator has never been able to be delivered in a modular fashion. Percolators function by purifying the smoke by creating air bubbles. Did you know that? Air bubbles, where residue from the smoke transfers to the water. What it's saying is this in exchange leaves a smoother hit.
I can't argue with what you're doing right now.
Yeah, you can't. That's why I'm doing it. Just tell me to stop plugging your sponsor. Tell me to stop doing a longer commercial where I talk about what a percolator. The honeycomb perc manages to provide the smoothest hit, bypassing the smoke through a lot of very small holes.
Right.
These holes provide small bubbles, which in comparison to having a single bigger bubble,
Markus,
provide more contact for the. I have to read the sentence.
We have
I'm
to
autistic.
go to Costco.
For the smoke with the water. Yeah, we'll get to Costco's sponsorship here in a second. The result. Oh. Hey, you're gonna lose the sponsor, dude.
I'm gonna Apollo your ass.
The result is very effective.
I'm not gonna lose the sponsor. We've given them 7 minutes.
We haven't even gotten to the standard beaker base.
Well,
this is the last point. It's 3 points. It's a 3 point
That's the most
thing.
impressive part because the bottom beaker. is the one that always gets dirty the fastest.
Yeah,
but because you're able to just screw the top off.
You
can
did
reach
turn
inside.
my mic off. No, you didn't.
You can reach inside.
Yeah.
And literally wipe it clean.
Wow. It doesn't say that on here.
No, I'm telling you from a user.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have a really cool
How do
one.
you like it?
Well, they gave it to me.
For free?
Yeah. He's dope. They just gave one to Hans, too.
Oh, wow.
But mine has, I think it says, 59 on it.
Yeah. Why?
Because it's one of the first 100.
Oh, wow.
And it's honestly a pretty... I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid piece. I mean...
But it's 3 pieces.
Yeah.
It's got your honeycomb percolator, which bypasses the smoke.
Right. The next thing they need to make for it is, a carrying case.
Yeah.
Because then they would be able to, in theory, carry it all in a really compact thing. I don't know. They're doing their thing.
They're doing their thing.
They're just
for sure.
starting out, and they just started really launching it as a marketing. I think they have production going now. So
yeah,
it's gonna be pretty cool, man.
Yeah, JOKR Designs,
and they're having the idea to support comics in Austin.
Yeah.
So, and I believe in the Austin comedy scene more than anything right now because I'm delusional.
Yeah.
And so I mean, if we do well, they're gonna probably do very well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Luxury smoking piece.
Luxury.
Yeah, it's $369.
That's a lot.
And it's like ceramic on the screw parts or steel. Yeah. It's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
When he demonstrated it for me, like you were talking about, the dude grabbed it, he screwed it all together, and he started waving it like a baseball bat.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, it's not going to break in half. It's not cheap.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I said, it's fallen off my nightstand twice now.
That's terrifying.
And it didn't break.
It didn't break.
It comes with a nice little snap bowl. You like a good snap?
Okay, so there's 2 bowls. Do you have a big one? I like big bowls.
No, it only comes with the snap bowl.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Is there an option? Oh, did we... So thank you guys for watching. Now that he's out of frame, I can really take control and tell you about...
You're not out of frame. I'm not out of frame.
We're
going to end this sucker.
You're out of frame,
What's your social media,
You're
Markus?
out of frame, bro.
What's your social media?
At Beard Von Markus. Follow my shit.
How do you spell that?
With a B.
No, I'm pretty sure it's MYGRA.
MPA BEA
is a Nazi.
RDVON MARKUS.
My grandpa is a Nazi.
That's a different account. I do run that one, though.
The vibe got weird after I realized that your grandfather killed Jews for a living.
I don't think he got paid.
That was good. You know, that's fucking... It all comes out at the end.
Dude, if you listen this far, you're a Nazi.